here for being present, and also apologize from the bottom of my heart and on behalf of Adélée to the invited personalities amongst us. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, until the lion tells his side of the story, the tale of the hunter will always glorify the hunter. Ladies and gentlemen of the press, print and television, all protocols observed. The Adélée Union, Accra, has invited you to state the case of the Adélès in the recent happenings in Nkwanta, and especially to correct as well as address the numerous lies, misinformation, and historical inaccuracies that have been put out in the traditional and on numerous social media platforms by the Adélée tribe on the unfortunate events in Nkwanta. It is in fact an understatement to say that their allegations are blatant lies, contradictions and fabrications calculated to throw dust in the eyes of Ghanaians, mislead the security architecture of the state, and incite them against the indigenous Adélée people of Nkwanta South, who continue to suffer unwarranted territorial claims leading to historical acts of violence as we experience of late. Before I proceed to address the misrepresentations and share our version of the conflict, ladies and gentlemen, the Adélée Union wishes to condemn in no uncertain terms the unwarranted and needless acts of killings, maiming, destruction of property, and the general mayhem that was visited on the residents of Nkwanta and its adjoining villages. As a people who have lived together for centuries with almost identical customs and traditions, and especially the level of intermarriages between the feuding factions, one can say it is very unfortunate, unprecedented, barbaric, and all of us must bow our heads in shame. Ladies and gentlemen of the press, the aftermath of the events in Nkwanta, we have observed how Adélés, under the weight of their own guilt, have quickly recruited some social media players. For example, King Tom TV and Cabinet TV, all of Kumasi, and co-joined with biased Adélée media outlets to shape the story in their favor. But for the inaccuracies and falsehood that the Adélés have put out to Ghanaians, ostensibly to mislead the good people of Ghana, Adélés would not have determined to share the facts and truth today. We would have preferred for the state security agencies and the good people of Ghana to draw their own conclusion from the unfolding investigations. It has become imperative that we give an account of the history of our relationship with the Adélés as foreign settlers in Nkwanta. In any case, Ghanaians deserve to know why the conflict, its remote and real causes, and thus this occasion. Ladies and gentlemen, the Adélés have emphasized that Nkwanta land is not under Adélé ownership, and we state categorically that it is not for Adélé. Ladies and gentlemen of the press, this conference cannot proceed without first of all addressing and correcting and exposing the wicked lies and fabrications of Adélé. The Adélés cannot fathom the level of dishonesty and reckless manner the Adélés have, through their numerous press and social media encounters, massacred the truth and compromised decency. And by the time this conference ends, you, and indeed Ghanaians, will be the best judges as to whether the Adélés and all the other ethnic groups that the Adélées have attacked are the aggressors as they sought to portray. The Adélées claim that 70% of them are in MPP. The Adélées claim that 70% Adélées are MPP. By their own accounts from numerous press conferences, have admitted that they are aligned to the ruling New Patriotic Party as an ethnic group. Unlike the Adélées, we as Adélées are a progressive ethnic grouping and hope to become a model for other tribes in Ghana and the group to emulate. We are non-aligned and exercise our civic responsibility on the basis of merit and trust in the political force that seek the development and well-being of our nation based on changing political environment. The Adélée cliché of being 70% MPP in Kwanta South has gained so much notoriety to the extent that it was affecting the fair distribution of political job allocation relative to party faithfuls. Sometime in early 2020, the New Patriotic Party executives for the constituency was compelled to organize a press conference to address the problem of how the cliché was affecting party activities and breeding our party. During the said press conference, the Adélées were told that out of the 20,272 votes that the party had for Honorable Sharifa Tijani, the Adélées total votes were just around 4,000, representing 20% of the total votes. Where did the 80% come from? Your guess is as good as ours here. Recently, on the Asemyidika show of King Tom TV, a self-styled TV station, the two Adélées interviewed on their program reiterated the 70% MPP Adélée membership claim. As if that is not enough, on the 1st of December 2023, during the Adélée Youth Association press conference in Tema, the main speaker repeated the 70% Adélée MPP membership claim. In fact, we want to say that they, the Adélées, are disappointed in the MPP government because, notwithstanding the above, the MPP government is not protecting them and have thus cut ties with the party effective as of the date of their press conference. Adélées regret that the Adélées want to make this political bantam, make this a political bantam, and to use political blackmail. We believe in the wisdom of the political class and a quick search of their own statistics of electoral results will give them an answer to the forced and fake alignment claimed. We reject the Adélées attempt to politicize the situation, and we urge political parties to treat the Adélée narrative with all the contempt it deserves. They claim that in 2021, RedSec directed that the Yam Festival could be celebrated at the SSA Park, and that for the sake of peace, they did not. It's a blatant lie. Here is the proof. We present some pictures. That RedSec was emphatic that the Adélées would not celebrate the Yam Festival on the SSA Park, and that if they so wished to have the Jojible celebrated, then they should go and celebrate it on their own Adélée towns. Any one of them. Claiming that Adélées have been celebrating Jojible Festival for the past 30 years is another false claim. Contrary to that, to what the Adélées want the world to believe, they have not consistently celebrated the festival on Kwanta land. Records reveal that only 2 instances did they celebrate the Ojibwe Festival on JSSA Park in Kwanta Town. That is 1993 and 2019. The fact is that anytime their traders get the opportunity of getting closer to political power, they resort to all manner of machinations to exploit the system, perpetrate their tribalistic ambition, and which always falls flat. Now, in 1993, when the Adélée was an MP, Honorable Peter Okora won the seat to Parliament on the ticket of the National Convention Party, NCP. He activated the tribal ambitions of land grabbing and expanding their jurisdiction. Thus, in that same year, in 1993, the said MP's first ambition was to incite his people to install an Adélée at Passa, the capital of Kwanta today. Just as in their press conference of December 1st, 2023, they claim to have named all rivers in Kwanta in their language, resorting to semantics and giving the etymology of the name of the river and place in Kwanta. They again, as then claim Passa is a word in their Adélée language which means go and fetch. That is referring to the fetching of water from the river near Passa. That's with that claim they said Passa town is theirs. So they attempted to install a chief there. Given that all the above etymology were true and true, your guess is as good as mine as to what almost befell that newly elected MP and his people by the indigenous people of Passa. The MP, Peter Okora, and his Adélée people were almost lynched by the concubines, and like a dog, they had to flee at different directions with their tails between their legs. They never dared lay claim on Passa town till date. Same was what they tried to do at Kwanta when they attempted the first time to celebrate their Yam Festival on Kwanta JSSA Park in 1993. Their paramount chief then, Nana Obekwaje, who was then residing in Kwanta, was summoned by the Adélée chief, Nana Awukun Sana II. When the Adélée delegation were questioned as to why they wanted to celebrate on a land that is not theirs, they quickly apologized. They were fined 3 sheep and some local foreign drinks. We have pictures to show. Yes. This is the first picture. And sitting from these are pictures demonstrating. This is the Adélée delegation, this is the Adélée delegation that met in Nana Awukun Sana's house that day. We have a picture showing the slaughtering of the ram, picture 5. One of the rams that was fined was slaughtered, and this is what shows the ram being slaughtered by the people. One of the sheep was slaughtered to pacify the gods of the Adélée and land in Kwanta, while the other 2 sheep were set to death as where the head of the ethnic god of the Adélée Sefiko resides. In the wisdom of the Adélée chiefs and kinsmen, they demanded a formal letter of apology from the Adélée, which was readily obliged to. Ladies and gentlemen, later, granted that permission was even granted them, it is therefore a shame that only 30 years ago the Adélée could talk of having celebrated Ojibwe and conveniently pretended to have forgotten that aspect which characterized the celebration. Still on the false allegation of having celebrated Ojibwe for 30 years, we want to state categorically that After that 1993 incident, the said festival was never celebrated in Nkwanta until 2019. It is true that in 2019, during the celebration, it was a prominent Adélée who was invited to grace the occasion as their special guest of honor. In the spirit of oneness, no one opposed the celebration on the GSSA park. Unfortunately, it was certain rituals which they performed during that year's celebration that infuriated and provoked the Adélés, hence the protest for the 2021 celebration, since they did not attempt to celebrate in 2020. The said rituals are considered an abomination and a desecration of the land, inasmuch as Adélée, the landowners, customs and traditions are concerned. So, ladies and gentlemen, you will realize, contrary to the impression the Adélés have put out there, that they have been celebrating Jojibile for the past 30 years, they have actually done so only twice. That is in 1993 and 2019, as approved by the Adélés. Instead of Adélés being honest in saying that the first time they celebrated was 30 years ago, they are as if it was a continuous celebration over till now in 2023. Role of some political appointees and political players. The regional minister, Honorable Joshua Makubu, much as the minister claims he is doing his best, we the Adélés think his best did not help to prevent the conflict in Nkwanta. As a Konkomer and non-indigenous of the area, one would expect that he will exhibit the highest level of neutrality and impartiality. That is not what we found of him. As chairman of REDSEC, that is OT Regional Security Council, and OT having caused a letter banning the celebration of Atredes Jojibile in Nkwanta, after REDSEC has heard all parties involved, and in the following year of 2022, an attempted celebration of the same festival led to the loss of 2 lives, destruction of property. It is surprising that the minister allowed his picture to be used alongside the paramount chief of Atredes as a flyer and advertising for the 2023 celebration in October. This advert was run and displayed at Nkwanta and on the local Beyond FM station, an act that caused so much anger, confusion, and provocation. For how can a minister, if not the Atredes, being insensitive to the feelings and emotions of the people, especially families who lost their dear ones, especially when some of these victims of this heinous crime are still in the mortuary? Adélés, Chalas, Totukolis, and indeed almost all the settler tribes were shocked that for 1 year there was no serious attempt by the minister and his REDSEC to resolve the root cause of the clashes, nor ensuring that there were some mitigating efforts to convince families of the victim to bury their dead, and yet allow this picture to be used by the Atredes and to repeat the mayhem. When the Adélés foresaw that the Atredes were up to it again in 2023, they sent a petition to the IGP and copied the main takers of security in this country, including the Director General NIB, National Security Advisor, National Security Coordinator, the UT Regional Minister, and the MCE of Nkwanta South. The petition was to bring to the attention of the President of how the Atredes, in the guise of celebrating a festival, are trying to make subtle claims of Nkwanta as their own, which resulted in the loss of lives in the past 2 years, and how the celebration should be halted. A week to the date of intended celebration, nothing was heard from the government nor RedSec. The Adélees and Chalas therefore organized a joint press conference on the 24th of October 2023 to tell the whole world about the maneuvers of the Adélée, which has all the propensity to unleash mayhem on Kwanta and a possible breach of the peace. Surprisingly, the regional minister issued a rejoinder on the same day, refuting all the claims, urging Ghanaians to treat the joint press conference of the chiefs and people of Chala and Adélée with the contempt it deserves. What is even shocking about the regional minister's conduct after his rejoinder was that all three factions were invited to Dambai to present their cases. RedSec once again issued another letter dated 26th of October. And served on all parties, stating that the Adélée should be put on hold. The said letter stated inter alia that any party who violates the directive will be dealt with drastically, including taking legal actions against that party. Ladies and gentlemen of the press, it will surprise you that on the 27th of October 2023, which was the first day of Adelée's three-day celebration, the Honorable Minister who resides in Kwanta was in town. When Adélée started the celebration, after making a press conference, they stated, among other things, in Chi, Ubi Ntumi Hunemunaye, Omose Mayendi Yafashe, Nawa, Osiwo Mpeno Bra. No one can intimidate us. No one can frighten us. To those who say we should not celebrate, we will celebrate. We'll go ahead, and whoever doesn't like it can go to hell. Thus, for the whole day, the Adélée marched through the principal streets of Nkwanta, chanting war songs and pouring libation and rituals at the yam market, and had an uninterrupted celebration till 5 p.m. when they closed. No arrest was made. Another inaction of the regional minister, which clearly exposed his incompetence, was how he was indifferent in the midst of such unimaginable tension. In town, and yet unimaginable tension in town, and yet did not make any effort to beef up security or call for any reinforcement of personnel, whether police or military, until the actual clashes of 28 October took place, resulting in gunshots and machete wounds, burning down of houses and property. The acting police, regional police commander, ACP Upper. This acting regional police commander, unlike the regional minister, just like the regional minister, resides in Dambai. However, on the 27th day of October 2023, which is the first day of Adélée celebration, the acting police regional commander, who is supposed to be the chief law enforcement officer of the region, was seen in broad daylight with some policemen actively working side by side with the celebrants, as if to provide security and escort to the Adélée. As to why the acting regional commander and the key member of RedSec could not make any arrest and give effect to their so-called ban letter, quoted supra, but rather providing escort duties, defies reasoning. On the second day of celebration, which is 28th October 2023, when the Adélees felt betrayed by the state security apparatus by their inactions and were virtually condoning with the provocative acts of what the Adélees were doing, they they, that is the Adélees, led by their chief Nana Amoaboafo III, decided to go to the venue to see the report of the celebration to himself. It is revealing, ladies and gentlemen, that there again, the acting police regional commander, Foti, was seen with their traders in the process of erecting tents for their grandeur. How, ladies and gentlemen, is this how IGP taught his men to behave, or is that what this officer is taking the chiefs and people of Adélée, Chala, Kutukuli, and other settlers for a ride? The municipal chief executive from Kwanta South, Honorable Bride Lengwa, much had already been said about him, has displayed so much tribalist tendencies. His abetment and complicit role that his driver and tribesmen played when the latter murdered an Adélée man in broad daylight in 2022. Honorable Bride Lengwa is on record to have impressed upon the Council of Religious Leaders and Imams of Nkwanta, who were tasked to investigate the clashes of 2022, to change the heading of their report to exclude the word Adélée, when the latter called on him to submit their final report. As to why the said report, though duly submitted, was still not being made public, let alone attempting to implement the recommendations therein, is anybody's guess. The MC is again alleged to have ignored and put aside MUSEC decisions in October 2023, just a few days to be the beginning of their today's festival, that they should not celebrate the festival in Kwanta, but later he unilaterally and without the knowledge of MUSEC members wrote to all the factions that MUSEC, after listening to all of them, have decided that Atreides can celebrate their festival on the JSSA Park because it is a school and, for that matter, a public place, and that anyone who does not agree will go to court. This is his letter to the communities. If not for his dangerous tribalistic traits, and if he had been sacked as requested by the chiefs in the previous petitions, could he have remained in that respectable seat and repeat such brazen acts of impartiality? Recommendations. Adélée recommends the immediate transfer of the regional police commander, who is alleged to have been seen by the Atreides to compromise his role and professionalism, an allegation that his actions and inactions really confirmed. 2. The removal of the Atreides chief Nana Obombo Sewura Lukura as chairman of the Oti State Lands and member of Lands Commission of the Oti region, and request to conduct a bipartisan investigation into the causes and related matters, especially on the conduct of Nana Obombo Sewura Lukura. The continuous observance of the curfew and retention of security personnel in the area for some time now. The immediate arrest of the Atreides headman in Kwanta, Nana Sabu Botre, who was captured in the Atreides press conference, taunting the security services and defying the Red Sec ban, claiming that they will celebrate the festival. The establishment of a roadmap to peace building, reconciliation, and permanent peace in Kwanta South. Demand the absolute neutrality of the regional minister, Honorable Joshua Makubu, and prevail on him to ensure continued peace and order while engaging in fair representation of all parties towards the process of building tranquility and reconciliation. In conclusion, the Adélees are a peace-loving ethnic group who have a sincere desire for a peaceful, just and united community in Kwanta. We contribute to the overall harmony of Kwanta South, and we believe that resolving the land disputes and addressing past grievances is crucial for fostering cooperation among residents. This is because Adélees have provided land for almost all the major installations in Kwanta. St. Joseph's Hospital, the government hospital known as a medical village, Gateway Hotel, Kilimanjaro Hotel, all the 3 second cycle institutions, namely Nkwanta Secondary School, Nkwanta Day, Community Day Secondary School, Chabobo Girls School Complex and Secondary. We have the police station, the post offices, and other key institutions. The banks like NIB, Agric Development Bank, Commercial Bank, all the basic schools, English and Arabic. Okay. The courtyard for the district magistrate court is also almost all the churches in Kwanta are situated on Adélée lands. Ladies and gentlemen of the press, we have sought to give you how in the past 3 years the clashes in Kwanta between the Chalas and Adélees on one hand against the Atreides have come about. We have also shown you documents, pictures and videos of some of the things we have spoken about. The videos are there, we can show. We have also enumerated to you various acts bordering on crime that our opponents, the Atreides, have almost always embroiled themselves in. From all the facts given in this, you are the best judges. If for all criminal activities, for the 2 political parties' errors, almost always Atreides are arrested. In 1993, they vandalized Kwanta police station, and their men were arrested. Subsequent to it, in 2022, the arrests made for this murder were all strictly Atreides men. As we speak now,